All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me okay. Welcome back to the second live stream. I did one a few weeks ago talking about score calls, composition, competition, stuff like that. And I thought today we could do something a little bit different, which is I had this idea. A couple of friends of mine, Greg Flower and Bo Konigsmark, they've been doing all these, exercises and little compositions that are in like a more classical style. And I thought, man, that seems like a really cool exercise, a really cool way to work the brain. So I just wanted to give them a shout out because they're hey, young but retro. Hello. They really inspired me to try this out a little bit. So I thought, let me do something similar. Just a quick couple of logistical things. I am pretty new to the whole streaming thing, so I'm going to try my best to look at my second monitor as I'm doing this, just to see if anybody's in chat, just to say hello. But I think it could be kind of cool and maybe a little vulnerable, honestly. I typically, we composers, we typically do this kind of work behind closed doors, and we don't let anybody in to see the process of how the sausage is made, so to speak. So this is kind of cool, kind of an interesting thing. So I'll be checking into the chat from time to time. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that comments or concerns, if you see any parallel fifths, please point them out. That would be really great. So how this is going to work today, I have set up my Sibelius document of a piano, just regular piano score here. I called it Fugue in F sharp minor because I just decided to pick the key ahead of time. We're going to stick to 4/4 just because I feel like it's, a nice grid kind of situation. I'm going to just move my microphone a little bit over so I don't bump it. Hopefully you can still hear me. So this is going to be a fugue, and I have a timer here, 30-minute timer that I'm going to set off in just a moment, and we're going to see how far I can get. So before I start, I want to make sure that I have a plan going forward, because flying blind into this kind of thing is going to get you nowhere. So I'm really going to try to do a Johann Sebastian Bach style fugue, meaning, late baroque, maybe elements of early classical. I'm going to try to do a 4-voice fugue. So I'm going to do 2 on the top part, 2 on the bottom part. I'm going to try to start in F sharp minor. I'm going to do a full exposition. And then I'm going to do, episode. Then do another statement of the fugue. Maybe do a little bit of stretto. And see if I can, get a few different episodes in this before doing the final statement of the fugue. And it'd be cool to do something interesting like, a Beethoven style, take the subject and do it in augmentation, and do another one in diminution, and maybe do them at the same time. I think it's something to look at. But besides that kind of pre-planning, and besides setting up the score, I have done absolutely nothing to prepare myself for this. So I think it could be really fun. And I don't have perfect pitch, so I don't even know what F sharp minor sounds like. So there we go. I think we'll just dive in. I'm going to put 30 minutes on the clock. And we're gonna go. So here we go. So the first thing is, of course, I want to write a little subject. So I'm gonna move. Actually, I'm gonna move my face. I'm gonna make myself smaller here so you can see what's going on here. Okay. So first, I want to hear what F sharp sounds like. Okay. So and the question I want to say, am I going to start on the downbeat? Am I going to start on the offbeat? So if I'm on 3, okay, so bum 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 bum. That, for whatever reason, that works for me. So, and 3 and 4 and 1. So I'm going to start on the and of 2. and I'm just gonna do a scale. So bum ba da da bum, and then bum ba bum bum bum. C sharp. So how is this for our initial subject? Whoa. Oops, wrong button. I think that's serviceable. Yeah, it's serviceable. So that's our initial subject. Now we're going to do an answer, and we're going to do an answer. We'll just do it in the bass part. So start on the end of 2 again. And we'll do it on the dominant. All right, so starting on C sharp. Bum, ba, da, da, da. And then B natural. Oh, B sharp, excuse me. Bum. Do a dotted quarter note. Quarter. Oh, D sharp, sorry. And then C sharp minor, I think. And then down a 6th. Okay, so what does this sound like? D sharp here, of course. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a promising start. And now I'll pass that to another voice. But first, before we go any further, we need to do a little counter subject. So a line that the top part is going to do at the same time, right? So let's see. And this is the C sharp, so how about I go to an A here? That's a 5th. Well, that was initially a 6th, so maybe I do a 6th here too. And then I can, no, well then if I go to an E, that's going to be a direct octave. What do I do? A C sharp here. And then go down. But then I can't go down to the B sharp. That would be sketchy. This is the hardest part, just getting started. I don't like that. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And then we'll do parallel like this. Let's see what that sounds like. I really loathe that repeated C sharp. I need to hear it again. Maybe it's the downbeat, like the momentum stops and just feels so unnatural. So maybe this needs to jump up to the A, like I initially thought. Okay, that I feel a little bit better about that. Once the ball gets rolling, it feels like comes to such a sudden halt that's just strange. And then can't go down to. I guess I could go to F sharp. Tritone. And then jump up to B sharp. Whoa, is this crazy? And then to the D sharp. This is already way harder than I thought it would be. I don't like that it ends up on a After you've composed it, are you planning to orchestrate it? Man, that's such a great question. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. If it's total trash, maybe not. But if there's something to it, I might think about putting it for, you know, maybe like a string quartet or something like that. But yeah, that's an optimistic worldview. I hope that this has legs. Okay, so the fact that it ends on this 5 chord, or this implied sort of 5 of 5, I think I need to find my way back to a C sharp somehow so I can reestablish F sharp. So, so then I jump up a 6th. What does that feel like? Bum, bum, bum. D sharp. Bum, bum. This time it's going to be a B natural. Bum. And then C sharp, B, go up to F double sharp. Whoops. Bum bum. And then it wants to go to A sharp, right? But then we'll just actually go to A natural, and then that should hopefully get us to F sharp minor. Okay, so and then bum bum, and then we'll do that in the alto part. Okay, so I'm just gonna dial that in right now so I don't have to worry about it. Whoops. So, and we'll do F sharp. That looks terrible. This is the difficulty of doing it all on the one piano line, is that you have to work with the different voices. And then I'm just gonna write all this in real quick. Whoops. All right, we'll get that far, I think. So then obviously we need motion. It's a little weird that it'll end on this kind of like first inversion place, but maybe instead of an F sharp sonority, maybe we do some other thing. So let's see what we can get here. Do a little counterpoint. Bum. What does a B feel like? Whoops. Do it in voice 1. What does an E feel like? I'm just sort of like we're just laying a foundation, and then we'll adjust as needed. I don't need to do that again. and then bum. Okay, what does this feel like? So I'm gonna start from here. Terrible. Okay, so that's terrible here. This has promising stuff. Bottom. Maybe that's what needs to happen. I think that's more cool because now we use this that kind of thing. I just don't like that it's bottom bum. Feel like it just needs to end, you know? I feel like it just needs to end. This A is bothering the heck out of me. Da, da. I mean, it just sounds like it should be a C sharp, right? Bum. Da, da. I mean, that's a direct octave. But we can fix that by going bum bum bum. That'll do it. Okay, that's all right. Now we gotta fix this terrible measure. The E, I don't know, man. This is tough. Straight quarter notes is just not working here. I mean, we have this dotted quarter note thing that we haven't done much with. So bum 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 bum. Bottom. Maybe that's all we need, you know, just use what we already have. It's weak. It's weak. Maybe it's this that needs to go down the octave instead of the G sharp. Let's see. Oh gosh. 15 minutes have elapsed. That's kind of interesting. I will hear it one more time. I think that's just kind of a fun... I think we just eschew this thing. Just do quarter note. Or we follow through with the So the counter subject is a little fluid here. As long as the subject and answer remain true, I'll be happy. I'm very displeased with this E natural. Should it be an E sharp? Let's try. No. Definitely not. These two notes are terrible. The D sharp is good. The D sharp is good. I need to find... Maybe I just go E. And then do the B here. Just swap the notes around a little bit. It's a little better, but it's still not great. Maybe I just do a rest. Maybe I just go... Yeah, I go like that. Okay. Let's leave it there. Let's hear it from the beginning. Seems naked. All right, so besides this one little bit in the fifth measure, it feels okay. So now we can keep going. So now we have this da 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 da, which is cool, and we can really do whatever we want now, which is kind of fun. So I'm thinking we definitely need to go up in the range here. Maybe just go up the octave. I need more dotted quarter stuff because we set up this beautiful dotted quarter note thing. Reestablish F sharp with the D natural. This feels like a cantus firmus kind of sound. Maybe this becomes a B sharp. I'm not sure, but let's see what this sounds like. Bum. C sharp feels really weird. I think my instinct for E is good, and then just do thirds. I think my instinct for the E was a good one. Okay, and then we need the last subject, which will be, I guess I have to decide. I guess it'll be in the bass proper. Oh, what? I guess no. It'll be in the tenor. Yeah, it'll be in the tenor, right here. So. And this is a real answer, not a tonal one, which is cool. Oh, so we might have some parallels. This is the tricky part. So, no, this is a tritone, so we're okay. And then it goes down to a G sharp. And that'll be the end of the exposition right there. So now we just need to fill in the gap here. Add this bass part. What is the bass gonna do? I mean, I guess it doesn't have to do anything, but it could just kind of like hang out. Bum bum. Bum bum. And then What does that sound like? This is a direct octave, so that doesn't work. I like the A here, so maybe I'll just make this a half note. This is a mess. Whoops, make this a dotted quarter note. And then end up with the A here. Maybe that's it. Oh, that clashes up there. That's not gonna work. 8 minutes. Oh, that's actually promising. Da 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 da. And then the question is, do we need to set up the C sharp with the B sharp here? I don't think so. So what is this? Terrible, 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 terrible. Dum, dum. Bum bum. And then bum. Bum bum bum. And then C sharp. But then my ear really is telling me, should that be a B sharp? Okay, how about we go from here? That's wild. That doesn't quite work. But this measure is strong. Bum bum. Kind of wants to do that. The bum 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 bum. What does that sound like? It doesn't sound Baroque anymore, but I kind of like it. This is a mess. I think this needs to change here. It's parallel. It doesn't work. Bum. This B is super out of place. Okay. This is promising. Oh, 4 minutes left. I'm only going to get through the exposition. Oh, I had such grand plans. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, gosh. And then we could just go. Bum, bum, bum. And then we'll change this to actually be, instead of a G sharp, we'll do back to the A, so that we are in F sharp minor for the first episode. So it'll be the first kind of like deviation that we have for the subject. And then we need some free counterpoint to get us to what is essentially oh, hate it. That's terrible. We need a deceptive cadence or something. If we're in C sharp, presumably. So when in doubt, 2-5-1. And then when in doubt, 2-5-1. 2.5 minutes. We have to get it. Okay. We'll get there, but C sharp here probably. And then we'll do some other free counterpoint here. We'll do thirds. Maybe with the alto. No, we need a B sharp. Bum, ba, bum. Oh, my ear tells me. Ba, da, da, da. That's what my ear tells me. What does that feel like? Da, da. A little melodic augmented second. Hey, listen, Bach does it all the time. So any theory people. Okay, that's kind of fun. And then we just need something for the soprano line, and then we have our exposition. We need just like eighth notes. Whoa, D sharp. We're going to need to change our tenor note. Go back to the A. Timer's almost up. 30 seconds. Oh, that's a fun way to end the exposition. I mean, typically you'd do a perfect authentic cadence. I mean, what does that sound like if we just go C sharp? It's kind of goofy if we do the other thing. All right, so I think that's probably it. So there we go, 30 minutes, and what did we accomplish? We wrote 11 measures of music. We did an exposition of a four-part fugue. So let's hear the result, and we'll talk about where we might go from here. So here we go. All right, so that's kind of fun. So we're at we do this kind of a perfect authentic almost in I think this counts as a perfect authentic cadence in the dominant key of C sharp minor. So we have a full exposition. That's kind of cool. I'm very unhappy with measure 5. This just seems like dead space right here. So I might just tinker with it for just a couple more minutes here. Young but retro. Hey, 11 measures at SATB in 30 minutes is pretty impressive. I appreciate that very much. It feels like I'm bumbling, but yeah, it's. I think it's actually kind of cool. So I'm gonna just try to fix this measure. It's bothering the heck out of me. Maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe it's a B sharp. Something about that feels a little bit better. I'm just going to keep changing these B's to B sharps and seeing if that makes it feel a little bit more natural. That is a question. Certainly this B sharp feels good to my ear. This one, I like this one. Because it kind of feels like a connection to the answer. I'm not so sure about this one. This one I feel like is really kind of crazy, but maybe I just go full on into B sharps here. Oh, that's no. This one, that's no good. So. We're gonna get it. Maybe I just need to not go to. Maybe this is just a bad note, you know. Na, 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 da, da, da. But then I need an eighth note motion here because otherwise we could just come to a complete stop. This is what I in my non-fugue exercise music and my regular music. I'll spend an eternity on like 2 notes. I'll crank out a huge amount of music and then I'll just agonize over like 3 pitches for days. But we're gonna get this before the stream is up. Maybe we go up. That doesn't nullify because our eventual high note is an A. So I like to make sure that we stick to one focal point. I think that actually is it. I think that's actually it. So okay, sweet. We're gonna listen to it one more time. And then I'll talk about, what would be the plan going forward, and maybe my next live stream I sort out the rest of this. So let's listen one more time. Okay, I'm very happy with that. I think that's a really good exposition. And then from here, we need to do a little episode, probably to go to another key area. I mean, we've already explored F sharp minor. We've already explored C sharp minor a little bit. So the next logical place is to go to the relative major, which is A major, and see, can we do a little bit of something there. But then we'll do a subject in A major once we navigate to there, and maybe we do a little bit of stretto. I think a stretto might be an interesting thing with this because I think it lends itself all right to it. Like if I started on a C sharp on the second measure. I'm just giving. Let me give you an example of what a stretto might sound like in the original tonality. So like, a stretto, just FYI, if you're not aware, it's just it's an entrance of a fugue subject that happens early. So like this one happens on the third beat, but maybe a stretto, what we might do is on the second measure instead. So here's what the original sounds like. So you get the full subject feel, but a stretto might be something like this. Yeah, so it would need to be tweaked, right? So like, cause like that certainly doesn't work. But the idea is sound, and maybe instead of doing a straight up, answer, we do a modification. But yeah, I think it has legs. So to answer your question from before, Young but Retro, yeah, man, I think, yeah. I think we might run with this a little bit. So, all right, very cool. This was fun. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, maybe anything you would have done differently, any notes sticking out to you that are no good that I missed, any parallels. I don't think there are any parallels. Any weirdness. It certainly doesn't sound like a baroque fugue anymore, but that's okay. We live in the 21st century, so. All right, this was really fun. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to have more, let me know. I'll do another stream as often as I can. My schedule is erratic, and once the semester starts, I might not be able to do them very often at all, but we'll see what happens. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.